The technological system that will need to be in place worldwide for the Antichrist and the mark of the beast to fulfill Revelation 13:17 that no one can buy or sell within the mark in their hand or in their head is moving along in many different areas in the world. Elon Musk's Neuralink company, as well as another brain chip company, China, America, testing different pay methods of using the hand or your face, many different things that we'll get into, but this is happening all around the world. The systems that will need to be in place are being built currently as we speak, and the technology and the control patterns of the governments of the world and corporations are just moving along in complete unity to fulfill this Bible prophecy of the Antichrist having complete control over the monetary system and the governments of the world. August 22nd, 2022, Elon Musk says a Neuralink update is coming on Halloween. The startup keeps working towards a device that lets humans directly interact with computers via their brain. So as many of us know, Neuralink is Elon Musk's company where computer chips are being implemented into people's brains, and oddly enough, of course, the next update is coming on Halloween. Synchron is another brain chip company that actually beat Neuralink to being able to test on human trials with implantable brain-computer interface. The chip will be studied in 6 patents later this year as a possible aid for paralyzed people. Elon Musk previously used Neuralink's chip in a monkey, which then played video games with its mind. So Neuralink is not the only company moving forward with this type of technology of implanting tech in our bodies. As we know, many people around the world have put RFID chips in their hand to open their car doors and open their work doors to their office buildings. I mean, just a very strange thing to do, but that's the type of thing people do who technology is like their God and their only source of hope in the world. You know, they want to be one with it, such as we're seeing with transhumanism and biotech all around the world. Along that same front, we're seeing China. I made a short video here that I posted in my short section on my channel that in China they use tech where you don't even have to have your card or anything. The device at the store just scans your face and your face is in some system, and within that system that you have money on, you know, whatever, just a digital account that they're scanning your face, you're able to pay at the store. We're also seeing Amazon expanding palm scanning payment tech to 65 more Whole Food locations. This is August 10th, 2022. The whole Amazon Go thing was something that's been going on for the past few years, where just some of the technology at this Amazon company has your hand print and your palm completely scanned, so you don't need anything else except your hand. I mean, isn't it shocking to see how obvious the Bible is going to take place and to be fulfilled? And people still sometimes come on and say, oh, the Bible is just fairy tale. I mean, seriously? I mean, look, they're putting tech in people's bodies, and then, like I was going to mention here in a little bit, but I'll mention now, we just went through all this recently with you don't have a mask, you can't enter. And some companies even saying you don't have a vax, you can't come in. And people are saying that the Bible's made up, and this was written in 90 AD, almost 2,000 years ago, that you'd have to have a mark in your hand or in your head to buy something, and you just recently needed a mask or a vax to buy and to get on airplanes. This is crazy. Clearly the Bible's real. Some dude in a cave didn't just make that up. That's given divinely from God. And along those same lines, we have just complete government overreach, which just as technology has advanced has not gotten any better. I mean, the advancement of technology has led to just the downfall of freedom in so many ways. And one of these ways is cashless society, which we're just seeing the push for constantly, with just the same thing with all this advanced tech and moving along. You scan your hands, scan your face. I mean, all this same stuff. And government's moving along with trying to implement, oh, we need contactless buying, and we need money is dirty and it gets in the way. It'd be much better to just have all your stuff just attached to your face or to your hand. And that's exactly what they're moving towards. And so all you need to do is type in cashless society into a search engine, and you just see article after article written pretty much daily on should we adopt a cashless society 101, all these different things. Clearly the direction they want to move. Another complete government overreach that I just recently saw, similar in lines with this, is that Australian bank to stop loans for petrol and diesel vehicles by 2025. This was on August 22nd, 2022. The article says if you want to get a loan for a new diesel, UTE, or petrol-powered car from the Bank of Australia, well, you're out of luck, at least beyond 2025. the Australian Financial Institute announced it will cease funding car loans for new fossil fuel vehicles from 2025 on. This is, of course, a part of the commitment announced earlier in the year to reach net zero carbon emissions by 2035, a commitment it says no other Australian bank has ever met. Now, that's completely egregious. That's completely ridiculous, especially when we know, I mean, the facts are what they are. The majority of these vehicles are being powered by coal plants. You know, when you see these nice Tesla stations all around, whatever, outside of Walmart or something, those are being powered by coal. So those are not fossil free. And the environmental damages that it takes to mine lithium is nowhere near what this whole fossil fuel thing is. And here, all people should think back to is in the 80s, they were freaking out and saying that we hit peak oil and that we hit peak oil. Now we're just running out of oil completely. That was 40 years ago. They just always make up stuff. They see that people buy the whole climate thing, and it's just the same way as it was in the beginning with the whole virus, that like if you're against it, like you're against people. It's the same thing with the climate, and you can see that they're pushing this full on. So just more control. Of the government's going to control that you can't even get loans for a vehicle that you want for fossil fuel. It's ridiculous. That is emits CO2 in the atmosphere. CO2 is good. That's what plants live on. That's what the earth is made of. That's what we're all made of, is CO2. So it's ridiculous to say that's bad. All these things are just pushes towards the Antichrist and the beast system. It's as clear as day. The same with the Agenda 21 map that I've showed multiple times. Just shows what if they had things their way, what it would be. We'd be jammed in mega cities, and Klaus Schwab and all his buddies, they would all be using all the beautiful nature reserves and going on vacations, while we were jammed in New York City style cities that you can't leave, and we just work their factories and ship their Amazon packages to them. It's insane. That's what they want, and that's what they wish they could have. We see the same type of agendas with the UN Agenda 2030, the globalized plan for the ruling class to gain the centralized control of Earth's resources and populations under a one world government. It's all going to be pointing to the control of the climate and resources. We're seeing the same thing on so many levels with food shortages and planned food shortages, weather manipulation that we're seeing some areas with mega droughts, some areas with mega floods, just a complete system of absolute control over the world's resources, and it will all be done in the name of climate. I mean, they will be pushing climate nonstop right now. I'm sure new things will be popping up as they go along. They run when something starts to work, they run with it, and people buy into the whole climate thing, and they will completely run with that. And again, this is just these things that will be used, and these different control mechanisms that will be used by the governments of the world to just set up the exact system that was prophesied in the Bible to take place for the Antichrist to come in and rule over the kingdoms of the world, the monetary systems of the world, the governments of the world. And the deceptions will be so bad when he's on the scene and the false prophet is here that signs and wonders and miraculous false satanic miracles will be following them. Signs and wonders in the skies and in the heavens, and fire coming down from heaven. People will just be mesmerized by these signs and wonders. And so being vigilant and not buying into them, these people, the only people you can trust is somebody who absolutely, completely is sold out and admits that Jesus Christ is Lord and that salvation is through him alone. That is the determining factor, because just like the Bible says, only by the Spirit of God can someone say that Jesus Christ is Lord. More and more daily, we are moving towards these systems being completely implemented. We're seeing the beginning stages in the private sector and by governments of the world and corporations and organizations such as the World Economic Forum, moving to systems of complete control and trying to get people into systems where they're completely controlled by the ruling class. And we don't know the day or the hour that all these things will take place, but it's very clear to see when you look at the worldwide scope of all these different things going on, that they are all moving and pushing forward to the one day when the Antichrist comes on the scene and takes complete control over these to implement the final prophecies that were written about him, that no one can buy or sell without the mark in their hand or in their head. And this is how the beast will take control over the world and start to martyr the believers who are left on earth. Stay vigilant, stay alert. Jesus Christ is the only way to heaven. He's the Son of God. He is the Messiah. Thanks for watching, and God bless.